Hi everyone, my name is Satvik of branch Computer Science and Engineering of Section C, roll number 20951A05G4. The topic which I got for concept video for the subject probability and statistics is axiomatic approach of probability. Introduction. The word probability evokes in most people nebulous concepts related to uncertainty, randomness, etc. Probability is also a concept which is hard to characterize formally. The temptation is to define it in terms of frequency of events in repeated experiments. But as we shall see later, this approach leads to a circular definition. We would end up defining probability in terms of probability. Instead, we did it with numbers. We will define probability in terms of axioms. We will also develop the necessary knowledge to read papers in the field of information theory that often will make explicit use of probabilistic notation. Section 2 contains the new and hard material of this introduction and rigorous defines probability. You will not be responsible for it in the course. Section 3 contains a refresher of the elementary probability notations that you should have learned in a prerequisite class and that will come handy throughout the course. You should be familiar with the notations and theorems listed in this section. Section 4 contains a brief discussion of random variables and lists some of the most important definitions and theorems known for elementary probability courses. Section 5 extends the concepts introduced in the previous section to multiple random variables and addresses the concept of independence. Section 6 deals with the topic of expectations, which is really nothing but integration, and introduces the concept of movements. Section 7 is really an appendix and deals with simple counting theorems. Axiomatic definition of probability. Memorable spaces. Definition of sample space. We start our journey towards the definition of probability by introducing a set lambda called the sample space or the Shor event, which is the course is the collection of all possible outcomes of an experiment. In general, we will not be concerned with the probability of individual outcomes of an experiment, but with a collection of outcomes called events. For instance, when we send a message across a channel, we will be interested in the number of errors in the received signal rather than in the individual errors. Thus, probability will be defined as a function on sets. If lambda is uncountable, then some of its subsets might be extremely ugly, really ugly, and we need suitable collections of sets to work with. These are called sigma algebras. Definition of algebra. A collection of sum of subsets of lambda is called an algebra on sum if it has the following three properties. Lambda is directly proportional to sum, f is directly proportional to sum, f power c is directly proportional to sum, f tends to sum, g tends to sum, which says that f union g also tends to sum. Here f of c is the complement of f in lambda, also denoted as f dash, that is the set of all the elements of lambda that do not belong to f. Note that from the three properties it follows that an algebra is closed under intersection and therefore it is closed, stable, under finitely many set operation. Note the term field is often used instead of algebra. Definition. Measurable sets. If set A belongs to some, it is said to be measurable. Definition. Sigma algebra. A collection of f of subsets of lambda is an lambda algebraic. F is an algebra on lambda. If f of n is a countable collection of sets n equal to 1, 2 such that f of n tends to lambda for all n, then f of n tends to f. Thus, a sigma algebra is closed with respect to a countable many set operations. What is the institution behind sigma algebra? If lambda represents the collection of possible outcomes of an experiment of a subset of lambda is called an event, then sigma algebra represents the collection of all possible interesting events from the viewpoint of a given experiment. Example, let the experiment be a coin toss where we blow on the coin. If it stands up straight, then lambda will contain two elements, heads and tails. Then sigma algebra on lambda will contain the following four sets: 5, which means no element, heads, tails, heads comma tails. How does one create a sigma algebra? Often one can start from a collection of events, as we did in the above example. Definition: the sigma algebra generated by a collection of C of subsets of lambda is the smallest sigma algebra on lambda containing the collection of Cn. Example, let the experiment be an infinite repetition of coin tosses, which is the simplest example of a source generating infinite sequence of symbols. In information theory, we love infinite sequences since we use them to prove many of our main results. Now there are uncountably many infinite sequences of H and T in lambda. We will define a sigma algebra on lambda by considering the following sets: omega, omega 1 equal to h, omega I equal to t, for I equal to 1, 2. So for example, the first of these sets is the collection of sequences that start with h. The fourth is the collection of the sequences that have a t in the second position, etc. From these sets, we can derive numerous other sets by applying a finite or countable number of set operations: union, intersection, complement. For instance, the intersection of the first and third sets defined above correspond to the collection of sequence that starts with HH. By adding the empty set and a lambda to the recipe, we get a nice sigma algebra. Example, often one in the literature encounters the terms Borel sigma algebra and Borel set. The Borel sigma algebra on lambda is often denoted as B of sigma lambda. If lambda is a topological space, the Borel sigma algebra on lambda is the sigma algebra generated by the family of open subsets of lambda. For instance, every subset of IR that we commonly use in a Borel set, one cannot construct non-Borel sets which tends to IR without the following of the axioms of choice. While the above mechanisms are needed in general for most applications, we can prove theorems for much simpler structures, and the properties carry over to sigma algebra. In general, all we need is a family of sets that is closed under complement and finite intersection called a pi system. Example, more replaced coin tosses. Instead of working with the complex sigma algebra defined above, we will be able to deal with the generating collection of containing omega I equal to h and omega I equal to t for I equal to 1, 2 and so on, and the finite intersection of its components. Probability spaces. Having defined the Shor event and sigma algebra, we put them we put them together. Definition: measurable space. A pair sigma and f where lambda is a set and f is sigma algebra is called a measurable space. An element of f that is an event is called a measurable subset of lambda. Recall that when dealing with experiments, we are not interested in individuals' outcomes, but rather in collection of outcomes. It is on such collections that we define probability. The first step is to consider a non-negative set function on an algebra sum, that is a function from the elements of sum to the non-negative real members. A set function f is additive if f of theta equal to 0 and f union g equal to f of plus f of g. Definition: a set function f is countably additive if it is additive if S of n is a sequence of sets of sum and S of n tends to sum such that S of n are disjoint. Then, combining a measurable space and a measurable, we obtain definition measure space. A measure space is a triple sigma f small f where lambda f is a measurable space and f is a countably additive non-negative set function f power 4. And now definition probability measure. A probability measure finally is a sigma finite measure P that satisfies P of lambda equal to 1. Putting together a measurable space and a probability measures, we get definition probability space. A probability space or probability triple is a measure space lambda f p where the measure gamma is a probability measure. Definition: a property that holds on a set S of elements of lambda satisfying f of s equal to 1 is said to hold P almost every or almost everywhere, or P almost surely or almost surely. Almost everywhere is abbreviated as AE and almost surely is abbreviated as AS. A synonym after encountered in the literate is with probability 1 abbreviated as WP. Finally, the summary. When modeling an experiment where uncertainty exists, one uses a probability space of lambda fp. Lambda is a set called the sample space. Any element omega belongs to lambda is called a sample point. The sigma algebra is a family of sets called events. Therefore, an event is an f measurable set. The probability p is a probability measure. For a given experiment, we can think of a map between lambda and the set of possible outcomes where omega belongs to lambda correspond to only one outcome. In general, this mapping could be a many to one. For instance, in a coin flip, lambda could be the set of all configurations of the coin when it is released equal to positions, speed and angular speed, and of all the molecules that can influence the outcome. Clearly, lambda is a rather large set while the other set of possible outcomes is very small. Many omega map to head and the remaining to tail, or to make things simpler, we can just think lambda as the collection of heads. And with this, we have come to the end of the topic. Thank you.